Hi friends, I have been wanting to do this video for such a long time and I've finally gotten around to it. So this is about rock painting for beginners. Guess that's probably backwards. I'll show you it forwards. First off, this is the book that I purchased to learn from. It had great reviews. I did have to order it. I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't see it in person first, but I could see a sampling. It's by Adrianne Surian. Wonderful, simple step-by-step techniques. That's not a lie. Very simple step-by-step techniques. And it says over 30 inspiring projects. But this just opens your eyes to the things you can create. It's not like you buy this book and you can only make 30 projects. Heavens no. It just opens you up to, really grabbing on. And if we flip it over here, you can see my book's a little mutilated. There's a picture of the author and just a little stuff here. Little bit of info. It says, Rock Painting 101, from picking and prepping pebbles to stocking your art station. Find out everything a new rock painter needs to know. That's not a lie. Unlock your inner artist. That's not a lie either. This book, I was really impressed with it. It is a very good book. So there it was, $15.99. Okay, so here are some rocks that I created, teaching myself how to paint rocks as a total 100% beginner. These are all the rocks I created, teaching myself the techniques for the course. Like, you don't even understand how thrilled I am with myself, because I just can't. Now this one here, I don't know if you can tell, but it doesn't have quite the sheen that some of my other rocks do. Let's see, like, comparison to that one, because this one hasn't been top coated yet. See, it's kind of matte. So anyways, the book has broken down, and a lot of these rocks combine techniques. This one. Once you start, you really start doing this, you'll start to envision things with rocks before it just opens your inner artist, I suppose, as the back of the book says. So I painted this rock pink, and I said, so it was all pink, and I was like, that looks like a strawberry. I'm going to make it a strawberry. Never in the world would I have ever thought of that before I started this and I read through the book. Never. And this one, I didn't even paint this, the base coat, and I looked at it, I'm like, that looks like an Easter egg. I'm going to paint it to be an Easter egg. How incredible. I mean, that just blows my mind. Some people, are just naturally like that. But so anyways, I'm going to talk to you about the techniques, and I'm going to show you some. So I'm not going to show you the whole book. Okay, but I am going to show you this. Okay, so we have tape resist painting. You saw a rock that looked kind of like that. That was tape resist. Also, this rock has some tape resist, and this rock is tape resist. And actually, a lot of them have tape resist. The strawberry, these sharp lines are done with tape resist. This is done with tape resist, and this rock is done with tape resist. Then we did different mixed medias to do rocks. So like this is actually a rub-on transfer. How cool is that? And this here is actually a tattoo, like a children's tattoo. All this is taught to you in the book, how to do it. And then there's stencils. This was done with a stencil, and this was done with a stencil. And then there was dot painting. So there are special dotting tools. Didn't even know they existed. But you can make cool stuff with this. This is kind of like a cross between work with a stencil and dotting. You can see some dotting here. You can see dotting here. Just You can see dotting here. And so as you learn these techniques, you're just like combining things. There's actually dotting. So we have tape resist, and then there's work with dotting tools for the dots. Also, specifically, and you can see I did some of those there and there. The transfers and temporary tattoos, which we talked about. Marbling and galaxies. I didn't have time to do all the techniques in my class, but we did do galaxies. You can see some here. That's a galaxy, and that's a galaxy. And this is a different rendition of a galaxy. More of like a sunset galaxy. Animals, she teaches you how to draw some animals and paint them, and I did quite a few of hers. Super simple. The fishbowl, the owl, the fox, the doggy. Oh, so much fun. And then there's a section about community, things you can do with your rocks, how you can get involved, preparing your rocks, and the things you need. It was just super, super great. And there's even more. I could have made this much longer of a class, but all I had was seven classes. So here's how I broke it down. Okay, class number 1, what can you make? What to do with painted rocks? What is used, the types of tools, how to find rocks, how to prepare rocks, and then we base painted rocks for our next class. The second class, we took those base painted rocks and we learned tape resist. And we did transfers and temporary tattoos. And then we base painted some more rocks. Because after you base paint a rock, you need to let it dry at least 24 hours. That's the thing. These classes were 2 weeks apart. So class 3, we talked about sealing the rocks, and then we sealed rocks. And then using the paste painted rocks from class 2, we did some dot painting, and we base painted more rocks. Class 4, we sealed rocks that we painted in the last class, and then we did some stenciling rocks and some rocks with some stamps, which I don't think I have any examples of those here. And we did some more base painting, and then in class 5, we sealed rocks again. We did freehand painting, and then we base painted more rocks. And then class 6 and 7, they combined skills to make their own rocks. So it was super, super fun. Now I'm going to show you some of the tools I bought and how we made this all work for the classroom setting. Now I charged, I can't remember if it was between $15 and $20 per child for the class, and I will show you what they got and how that all worked. Okay, now I'm going to tell you what I did, and I'm also going to tell you what I will do differently the next time I host this course, and I will do it again because it was so fun. So in my class, just so happens where we have our co-op, there isn't a place to store things. So everything had to be transported back home. So I was transporting wet rocks. Not great. I was using a wagon to kind of wheel them in and out of the facility. And I gave each child basically like an aluminum tray with a lid. Problem was, once we had rocks on these, they just did not have enough stability, and that wasn't the greatest. So if I were to do this class again, or when I do this class again, I'm either going to buy everybody like a more durable plastic container, maybe like a Rubbermaid with a lid. They can do their work on their lid, set it in the container for transportation, and then put the lid on top. Or I'm going to ask everyone to bring something from home to use. So that is a change I would make. I think these ended up being like $1 a piece because I bought them, and no, I think they were like $1.50. So, okay. Next thing. So everyone in my class, this is my son's bag. I had a gallon Ziploc bag for. And I bought everybody a brush set of their very own. So now I kept these until our course was over, and then the kids got to take them home. These became their personal property. I also bought everybody a little palette, and they kept these in their Ziploc bags. And then I saved these little fruit cups. Baby food jars would be great too. Just something for the kids to rinse their brushes. And of course I brought lots of paper towels. Okay, so each child also had a bag with their name on it that I carted back and forth because, you know, you don't want anyone losing their stuff. That wouldn't be good. And so anyhow, now the rocks, like I said, there's techniques in this book for how to get rocks. You're not supposed to just pick them up places. That's frowned upon because people pay for rocks. But there's a garden center near me, and they had these large, they call these river rocks. And I could get a 5-gallon bucket of them for $7. We're talking like a couple hundred rocks. So I bought 2 5-gallon buckets of rocks, and I still have rocks. Actually, my kids are just playing with them. So actually you can get rocks pretty economically. They also sell them at like the Dollar Tree and stuff, but I would see where you can find them otherwise. So I had that expense. And then I needed all the supplies to do all the things that we were going to do. I needed to be able to bring those to class. Now, you'll read in the book about blow dryers and how you can dry in between steps to kind of speed things along with the blow dryer. So I picked up 4 old blow dryers at the Goodwill. And most of them were half price. I think this one was $1. It says 2, but I think it was half price. So I brought blow dryers with me every week. I also bought a bunch of stencils because we did a bunch of stencil designs. Couple different collections. I picked them up on Amazon. Seems to be the best place to get them. Also for our resist tape painting, or where we did the resist, I got this very thin, it's like painter's tape on Amazon as well. Okay, so I brought that. And a lot of this stuff is reusable. The next time I have a class, like I already have all this, I'll be able to do my class for less. These are rub-on transfers. These are a little difficult to find. Dollar Tree has them, and I did find some used. You can see there's a Santa Claus there. That's what this came off of. Okay. So there's those, and then I got a bunch of different tattoos for the kids to do tattoos. The younger kids really enjoy the tattoos because it's really easy for them, and then they can write a word or they can do dot work around it. Speaking of dots, dotting tools, you need dotting tools. You need lots of dotting tools in different sizes. I got a couple at the Dollar Tree. Also got a couple different sets on Amazon. Amazon was a big hit for this, this course. And the thing is that I had a large class. I had like 20 kids, so we needed a good bit of dotting tools. So some dotting tools are like this. Other dotting tools like this, and they just help you make really nice dots. I've got all different sizes. This is the Dollar Tree one. So I had a bunch of those. And paint markers. Okay, I've got a ton. This was a thing I took to class. All right, so I've got metallic paint markers. I've got all different types. I've got fat ones, which are good for filling in color. So like, for example, the fox here. I would have used a fat paint marker to paint the actual fox, the orange. It is so much easier to paint with a paint marker. If you've never done it, it's so easy compared to with a brush. Oh my goodness. And then the thin outline. So like around the fox, that little black outline, that was with a thin paint marker. So you want both. Also, if you're writing something, like this one, it's backwards, but it says woof. that was done with thin markers. And then I bought a few different sets. Actually, I think it was a large set of paint on Amazon. The little 2-ounce bottles of paint. It had pearl colors, it had metallic colors, it had neon. You can see here, this is like the metallic green that I did for the top of the strawberry. Anyways, bought that on Amazon. So they all had colors that they could put in their trays to use. And also top coat. So this, it's backwards, is called Americana Duraclear High Gloss. You can get a top coat that isn't high gloss, but I really like the gloss. This was really easy to apply and it dried pretty quickly too. I like this, and it went on pretty thin. I would do like 2 or 3 coats of it, but weatherproof. So you want a seal that is weatherproof because you've got to put your rocks out. And you've got to do back and front. So I think, oh, and here's the stamps. I wonder where my stamp pads are. Anywho, you need a special type of stamp pad to do the stamps on the rocks. The special kind of ink, which is in the book. But I got these little alphabet stamps that the kids could do. You know, if they didn't want to write letters, they could stamp stuff out. Just a little stamp. Archival. I think it was archival ink or something. It's more of like a permanent ink. Also got that on Amazon. I don't know where the ink pads are. It's very perplexing. But anyhow, it was a lot to lug back and forth, but it was a lot of fun. And it was a great class. And I was truly surprised at the interest I have in rock painting and how pleasurable it was for me. And I'm also impressed with my workmanship. This was a stencil, but I stenciled it on with a pencil, and then I filled it in with paint marker and added details. This was all freehand. This is in the book. Teach you how to do this. It was just fun. I don't have a lot of time right now, but in the future, I would do more rock painting. It was a good time. Here, this one is just silly. It's backwards. You rock, it says. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope it was encouraging to you if you're considering taking up rock painting. And the things I showed you are enough to get started and really make up a whole slew of rocks. Just a whole bunch of stuff. But I hope that you're encouraged. I'm just going to show you one other thing. So this was a book I stumbled across at a thrift store, and I picked it up because I was getting ready to teach this rock painting class. Now this is The Art of Painting Animals on Rocks. This is beyond my ability, but I thought maybe I'll have some kids in my class that just really are very good at this, and maybe they would want to use this. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Anyways, nobody used it, but I still think it's pretty incredible. Look at that, a deer. No, this is more like my style. I can do that. There's mine. Anyhow, you can see this is kind of like a metallic paint marker there. This was done with the dotting tool, and the straight lines were tape resist. And then this is just a little freehand here. So anyways, I hope you try it. I hope this video was helpful to you to just kind of give you a little introduction and encourage you to do it, encourage you to have a rock painting class with absolutely no experience like myself. And I can't wait to hear how it all goes for you. So I realized I should probably mention that I will link in the description below as much of the items I purchased online that I can. I will link the book and the tools and the brush sets. I think the brush sets came in sets of like 8 or 10 or something. But anyways, I'll link as much as I can just to help you out if you're interested in any of the things I have specifically. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.